Hello everybody, welcome back. In this video we are going to add materials or textures to our robot. So for robot or any other object we can directly add materials. As you can see, we have this, for example, let's select the face and we can go to material and we can add a material and we can directly add a material like red. And if we go to material preview, you will see that we have a red material at in place. This is also a very nice method for adding materials, but one problem with this method is that these materials, if we use this color in Blender, it will not exactly the same in other game engines. For example, if we export this color to the Unity or Unreal, it will be little bit different with the same color. So it's always better practice to choose textures instead of using materials right away here. Okay, so what we can do, we can create a simple texture for this character, and you can see in reference image we have this type of black and white texture, but definitely we can add multiple textures as well. So I will definitely get another approach. So let's create a new material, and sorry, in Photoshop we are creating a new layer object, and here we can arrange the size to 1024 and 1024 for texture. If you need better texture, you can make it 2048, and if you need more better, you can increase it to 4096, like that. So now we will just create a 2 MB texture, and for that we will have a sheet here, and you can add different colors for your robots. So let's create our first color, and I think we can, for that we'll just select this rectangle, and I will just add this rectangle here. And for the first color I will choose some red color. I think red color is much attractive in some cases. Let's use this simple red color. I will just duplicate this rectangle, and we will also use a bluish color. So let's select some bluish color. This type of color will look better, I think, for some areas. Again, I will just duplicate it and I will just use the black color. Definitely we need black color for eyes, etc. But for that I will just choose not too much dark. We'll use little bit grayish type color, and Alt backspace to fill out this color. One more color we will add is the I think orange or yellowish type color, which we can use on the some areas of the robot. And that's it. Let's save this file sheet, this texture sheet, to the as a PNG format. Okay, if you will save it as a JPG, we can also implement that JPG in Blender, but when we'll export it to Unity it will create problem. So here I will just rename it to robot texture, and then we can just save this file as a robot texture. Okay, and now you can see that we have a nice file on desktop. Let's start adding texture. So we'll just go to UV editing, and here we will just import our image which we have created for textures. So let's add this palette here, and this is our image, and I will just select these reference images and we will just delete these reference images. We don't need that. And now we will just start creating textures. So first of all, we will add a texture on the face, and we will select the face, and we will just go to materials, add a new material, and we will rename this material as a, actually we can add same texture on the every part, so we will just rename it as a body texture, and we will use this texture on all the parts. Okay, so that's why I have just name it as a body texture. So now we will just split this window here, and here we will just find the shader editor, and we will just zoom in, and we will drag drop our image here, and we will place color to color. Now if we go to materials, preview, you will see that we have a nice material on our face. So what is the problem that we have this type of color? Because we have our face, and if we go to edit mode, you can see our face is not mirrored yet, and we didn't apply the mirror modifier. And also the other problem is that it is not properly unwrapped. So first of all, I will just select the face, and I will apply the mirror modifier. So now mirror modifier is applied. Also for these ears, we will apply the modifier. For this section, we don't have any. For this, we have mirror. Let's apply this. For hands, we have mirror. Let's apply this. For torso, we don't have mirror. For this, we have mirror. Let's apply this as well. For this section, we have mirror. For this section, we have a mirror. And we will just apply the mirror modifier for every section we have. That's great. Now we'll select our face, and if we go to edit mode, now you can see this type of unwrap, and we want to make it proper unwrapped. So definitely you can see that we can add a color on the face, and for that what color we need for the face is actually, let's add the bluish color, I think, overall. Or I think a red color will be better. Yeah, red robot will be better, I think. So for that purpose, what we can do, first of all, we will unwrap certain sections. So first of all, we will just go to this loop method. I will just go to solid view so that we can see our object in a proper way, and then we will select this loop section of the eye. So for some reason we can zoom in, but zoom in is too high, so that it's instantly zoomed in to the eyes. I want to make it little small zoom. Anyhow, let's zoom it with this thing. Yeah, it's good, better than that. Anyhow, we will select this eye section. So let's select this loop, and you can see that for this loop we can select it with a shift alt click like this, and like this, and then we have to select it entirely. But if we want to select the area from entirely of only one loop, then we can create another loop here. Okay, so I will just create another loop to this eye, control R, and we will just create a loop here, extra loop here, and for this loop I will just press control E, mark seam, and also for this eye we will just create a loop here and to the corner here, and right E, control E, and mark seam. So now our eyes will be differentiated from other parts. Okay, For this section, the inner section of eye, for example, if we want to maybe we want to add white color here, and then we need a black color. So for black color we can differentiate eye from the other side, so we can select maybe this loop. Let's select this loop, and for the other eye we will select the same loop here. So shift alt click. Okay, we have selected the corner loops. Control E, mark seam. That's good. And then finally for the middle section we'll select this loop, this loop. Okay, let's select that loop, and then we can select this loop, and now we'll just press Control E, mark seam. So these sections will be differentiated from other parts of the body. Also for this section we can just press alt click here on this loop, okay, and alt click on this loop to select these two loops. Control E and mark seam to add a seam for these two sections as well. That's good. What else we need for the face? Yeah, this section, maybe if we want to add some other color, other type of color here, for this section we can choose this by alt click. We can select this loop. So for some reason our zoom in and zoom out is too high, so I will just use this thing for now. Yeah, you can see we can select this loop, then shift alt click this loop, and then the upper one, this one, and then to the other side we will select this one, and now the inner section is selected approximately, and we will press Control E and mark seam. So now we have differentiated our face, and now we will press A, U, unwrap, and now everything will be unwrapped properly. You can see this bigger section will be the main section, so we can press S, and we want to add it to the red area, so let's add it to the red section. Let's add it here, and here we will just press Z and material preview to check out the overall result. So now you can see it's a red color, and for this area, the inner section, this will be the inner section. Hopefully we can just press G and we can just place it to the blue section. So we can just press S to scale it, G to place it here, and that's nice. For the eyes section we can just select the eyes, and I think the eye section should be this white, and this one as well to the white section. Yeah, this is good. And for the inner this section, you can see we can add some black area. So for that section I think this is the black section, and this one will be the black section as well. That's great. And for this eyeball we can just select this thing and G, and we can place it here to make it yellowish, although you can see the upper section is also yellowish. And for this what we can do, we can just for this area we can just select I think this section, sorry, this one, G and if we move it here, yeah, this is the intersection. This one we need is black area, okay, and this one we need it to be on black area. One more important thing is that sometimes we want to manually select subsection and we can move that section to the other area, so that is possible. So we can select this section and this section, okay, and you can see that selection is here, and now we can press G and we can move it to the yellowish area. And now here you can see that this area is selected, but unfortunately I don't know why. Yeah, this will just move it here as well. So now you can see that we have this type of shape. That is good. That's what we need. We have a nice material on the face. Similarly, we can add material to the ears section as well. So for the ears, I think we should add bluish material to ears. So first we'll select the ears. We'll go to material area, and you can see on ears we don't have any material. We'll just select the body material as well. So because we are using the same material, we will just press tab, and then we'll just select A, and you can see this type of materials here. I think this is already separated to some extent, so let's select this one and this one. Let's select these two as to scale it. Okay, you can see it has bigger area, so let's select this upper section with L, and let's press S to scale it. And it has also the bigger sections because we have two materials. So let's select everything, press S to scale it. Okay, let's bring these things a little bit here. And before moving further, we will just differentiate these ears. So I think we have to select the loops. So we'll just select the loop here for this ear. So that will be the this loop maybe, okay, maybe this loop, okay, and yeah, and to other side we'll select, okay, which loop we have selected here, the top one. So here we will select this loop, and we will press Ctrl E and mark seam. That's good. So now this area will be differentiated, and now we will select the inner section, which is this one. So let's select this one, okay, this corner, and to this side we'll select this one, and we'll press Ctrl E and mark seam, and that is also mark seam. We'll press A, U, unwrap, and everything is unwrapped properly. That's very nice. Now we can just differentiate the object. So we'll just press L and shift click L, and we'll just press S to scale it, and this will be black will be fine, or blue will be good. I think blue will look better, I think so, or black will be better. Let's see. I think black is much more better than blue in this case. So let's press S, and we'll just place it at the black area, and then we'll just select the other sections. So this section we'll just place it to the bluish area. This section we'll press L to select this, S to scale it, and we'll just bring it to this area. Then we have these two materials which will belongs to the yellowish section, I hope so, as to scale it. And now we have a very nice material, and you can see the ear like this and like this. That's good. And now you can see we have successfully added a material to our face. Let's save this, and in next video we'll move further to add other materials on the body.